Welcome to Real Estate Daily, the Guru members only events. And thank you so much for subscribing. Please take a moment, hit that like button. Today we're talking in the members only event about best fit. Are you in the best fit of a brokerage for you? This is one of the most difficult topics that can ever be discussed because it's one of those hidden things behind the scene that people don't like to talk about, whether something fits for them because they've chosen something or they've been recruited by somebody and they feel like if they've been recruited by somebody and they are bound to that recruitment and what's going on there. Let's dig in deep into best brokerage fit for you. Is it working? Is this the best fit? Okay, I'm going to get something off the table right away as I'm sipping my coffee still this morning. This is the hottest part and the hardest part to say because I know how important money is, but it's not about commissions. Picking a brokerage is not about commissions, and this is contrary. Let me know in the chat room there, in the comments down below, what do you think that picking a brokerage is about for you? And if it's about commission, let me know. I will tell you that it's not about commission. It's not about the established commission that the brokerage declares they're paying to you, because that is the money part. And we just today talked about passions, and I'm wound up about that because finding the correct career and the correct fit for you is absolutely huge. How do you find the correct brokerage fit? This is something to be peeled apart, and for at least for a moment, work with me on this. Put commissions aside. And I know how important money is. Money helps us live the life we want to live and get and acquire the things. You know, when we talk about motive, people often say, well, my motive is to have $1 million. Not really. It's what you want to do with the $1 million. That's actually the motive. That's what's really going on when we talk about motive. So let's get commissions off the table. Just give me a half hour here. Take that off the table and let's talk about fit. Does the brokerage fit you? How do you know if the brokerage is going to fit you? Well, you're going to have to go through an exercise. I'm sorry to drag you through an exercise, but you're going to have to go through an exercise to find out if the brokerage actually fits you. This is a difficult personal evaluation. It's a personal reflective component, and it starts off with vision. What is your personal vision of working with a brokerage? What kind of culture in that vision are you looking for? To find the perfect fit, you've got to find the vision, your personal vision, write it down, carve out an hour in your life, sit there somewhere quiet, and put down what is your vision and how would the culture of something meet up with your vision. Nobody's going to look at your notes. It's all private. You can put it on a dry erase board so you can get rid of it. Therefore, nobody can ever see it. But what is your personal vision? How would the culture of a brokerage fit with your personal vision? Remember, we're keeping commissions off the table because commissions can be negotiated. To tell you the secret here, I own a brokerage. Commissions can be negotiated with anybody. I don't care what they say. commissions can be negotiated with anybody. If you have business, they're going to want you there and they're going to negotiate with you. Okay, that's off the table. Now we're looking for fit. What is your vision of fit? How does your personal vision of where you want to be align with the corporate culture of where you're looking to be at? How does this work? Well, how do we unravel this ball of twine that's in a freak show of a mess? Because I'll tell you something, unraveling this stuff is very difficult. And that's why we're doing it in the members only event, because it is a difficult, and I want to talk to the people that are serious about their career. So informational interviews is where you have to start. Yes, it's going to take some time. Yes, it's going to be hard. It's absolutely going to be hard. You need to go around to the brokerage owners, or you need to go to the brokerage managers, and you need to schedule with them a cup of coffee and talk with them. Let them talk. I will tell you, I'm happy to talk with you about what we have going at Mountwood Realty. And we are not for everybody. We are a team base. We are based in team. Now, individual performances, of course, absolutely, but we back each other up as a team. We do lead acquisition as a brokerage and hand the leads out to our team. Of course, the team also does their own lead acquisitions, but we bring leads in as a brokerage, and we give them out to the team. And then we operate together, functions. And we did a Halloween event where we had over 300 people show up. I needed the team all hands on deck. This is what you've got to learn, is what does it look like? We want to have a fun team that wants to do things together. I've interviewed people that are looking around for a brokerage, and they don't want that. And some of them do want that. It just depends, right? It depends what your vision is and how the culture meets up with your vision. And this is why you have to go and do informational interviews. I don't care how long you've been in the industry. If you find that you're not as happy as you could be, go and do a minimum of 5 individual interviews, informational interviews with different companies. It can't be within the same company, even though you will definitely get different flavors within the same company. I understand that. Companies allow different flavors from team to team to team to team, but you really need to go out and do informational interviews with different brokerages to find out what do they offer. This is not a right or wrong thing. This is a fit or not fit for you thing. Wow, is that hard to say? I like to think that my brokerage fits everybody. And yet I know it doesn't, because I look at some of the other brokerages out there before I was a brokerage owner and realize I don't like what they're doing. They're not wrong. I just don't like it. I don't want to be part of that, of what they're doing. I don't want to be part of a system in my life of going and being mandated to make 2 hours of cold calls. Most people are scared to death of making 2 hours of cold calls. And I'll tell you something, it's not wrong to make cold calls. I've done a ton of it in my life, but it certainly may not be for you. And you need to understand when going into that brokerage, what are the expectations going to be upon you for making that brokerage a fit for you? What are the expectations of the brokerage that you're going to have to perform, even though you're busy saying, I'm an independent contractor, I'm not doing anything I don't have to do. Yeah, well, And they don't have to be associated to you either. This is a two-way street. This is an agency, principal agency situation. And I don't want to get into agency law here, but you know how it works. For two to be together, they have to agree for one to be the principal and one to be the agent. That's how it works. And either one can cut the deal. They can simply say, no, this is not working, and leave. The brokerage can leave, or the individual can leave. And that's how it works. So you need to do your investigation up front. When people say, well, it's not the people, it's the broker. It is the people. It's the culture that's there. The people end up being the culture. You need to get to know some of the people. That's why informational interviews are incredibly important. Go on to your MLS system. Look at the roster. And you can find out who is at that particular office. Do you know those people? Do you respect them in the industry? Are there people rotating through really fast at that particular office? Or people staying in that office or that particular team long term? This can be very meaningful long term as to how your fit and you feel about your fit. I talk to people that want to be part of the team all the time, that the first thing and the only thing they want to talk about is commission. And I will tell you, it's not about that. Nobody stays long term because of money. It's that thing of, does money, will money in a career make you happy? No. Other assets and how you feel about it will make you stay long term. This is why corporate America learned a long, long time ago. Yes, people need raises occasionally. Of course, we get that. But bigger than that, if you give people vacation time or medical benefits in lieu of wages, or time at a timeshare, vacation packages, other assets and benefits, they are likely to stay because of that and not because of the commission, not because of the wage. Excuse me. Okay. Informational interviews, incredibly important. You've got to be doing them. And I've got some kind of a glitch. Isn't that just the way? Let's see here if I can get past my little glitch here. Okay, so culture and fit, understanding the motives of where that business is going and what they do for events. Find out, what do they do for events and what would be your component piece? How would you interact with the events of that business on an annual basis? What does that look like? What does their education piece look like? Do they support education? Is there a stipend? It's money-like, but is there a stipend, or do they have an educational arm that can help you keep up with your continued education, or just the education that is even more meaningful at times that you need to operate your business, like marketing pieces? Other questions to find out for best fit. What pieces does the office offer you? Is the office offering you a client management system, a CMS? That's huge. It's huge if you use one. Maybe you have your own. Lots of agents have their own CMS and don't want to intermingle it with what's being given to them by any office. You also need to know if that office demands you to use that particular one. Do they supply marketing pieces for you? Do they supply your business cards, or do you need to go and buy your business cards? It's different from office to office to office, and the policy. I would ask to see the policy up front and discuss the policy and how it works, because the policies are long. Let's face it. Policies for any of these brokerages can be anywhere from 30 to 100 pages long. They can really be long. So what you want to do is get down to the nitty gritty of what does it mean? Where are the meaningful components? And that's where you go back to your informational interview and talk about your fit with the company and where are the push points of this particular policy and how does it interact with you and your life and how you're going to do your business and work your clients. Notice commission hasn't come up because it's not going to. You can sign papers and not worry about commission because the commission can be negotiated later. It always can be negotiated later. Negotiation is never over. It's never done. You know that as a professional in this industry. Just remember now, you are negotiating for the greatest client of your life, and that's you. You are an asset. You are huge. This industry, by the way, needs you. If you haven't heard this before, let me give this to you in the most positive aspect possible. We as an industry, not this is a brokerage owner, we as an industry, we need you. Nobody can do the job that you can do other than you. Yes, other people can sell homes, but nobody will have the connection to the client the same way that you have that connection. And having a connection with the correct brokerage that allows you to do it in your style, a fit with that culture, with your vision, that's what will make it happen. And clients will feel it. They will know you're happy where you're at. And long term, you're handing these cards out, and people do save the cards. Business cards are one of the greatest aspects we've ever had of marketing. I push now at our brokerage, we buy the business cards. And I push them, hand them out like water. They are one of the cheapest pieces of advertising we have, but they are also one of the most impactful pieces of marketing we have. And that's because you're taking a card and you are personally handing it to somebody. This is huge. Do not underestimate the power of handing someone a card. I'm getting back to the brokerage thing. Just give me a second here. The power of handing somebody a card. It has your name on it, your phone number, often your picture on it. This is a highly personalized thing, branded with the brokerage that you have chosen. And you need to be proud of the brokerage that you have chosen. People will ask about how is it working for, XYZ brokerage. How do you like that? It will come up. I promise you, at some point with the client relationship, it will come up. And when they go to recommend you, they're going to have now we always make sure before we end the deal, we have given the person a small stack of cards to hand out to their friends. Or if they're going to go to showings by themselves, we give them a stack of cards to hand out at the open houses. I'm already represented, and they're handing these out. This is yet more of spreading the wealth of who you are, because who you are is part of the branding of that brokerage. Incredibly important, incredibly impactful. You are part of that brand. That's why you have to do the informational interviews, to make sure your personal vision fits the culture of that particular office, that brokerage, that brand. You don't want to learn later, after you've handed out 2,000 cards, going to all the meetings, the chambers, building the business, and now all of a sudden you decide, wow, I should have interviewed more. This culture doesn't fit me. And you end up having to change companies and change cards. While your phone number on the card might stay the same, some companies give you a phone number. I think most are allowing your personal number to be on it. But the brand is going to change, and they remember you as a connection to the brand. This is why going back to the cultural fit is imperative. I would love to sit down with you. If you need to practice on an informational interview, throw me out a chat. Put a comment in. Give me a call. Give me an email. I'll be happy to practice with you. I'll be happy to interview with you, show you what ours looks like. But even more than that, bigger than that, I want a fit for you. And finding that fit in a brokerage is difficult and will take some work. The work that you're going to put in, though, is going to be worth it, because it's going to pay off for a career, a lifetime of the career of finding the correct cultural fit that meets up with your personal vision of where you wanted to go. Something to ask always is, what's the growth? Where's the growth in this area? At this brokerage? Can I do anything else? Do I always have to be part of John Doe's team? Can I ever have a team of my own? That is a question that needs to be asked. If you plan to grow and you want to be a team leader, and maybe that's not part of what you want to do, you want to be an independent only, do you have to be part of a team? And that's another question, is you're entering a brokerage as part of John Doe's team. Do you have to be part of a team? Can you simply be an independent outside of a team? And then I would say most brokerages are going to have a place for that. But you need to ask it, because some don't. Some, you simply have to be part of that team, and there is no question outside of that. Making sure you're asking these questions will align you in the best possible way for a future that can be built, and a happy future within the brokerage, because it fits up with your vision. You didn't have to bend your vision. It fit your vision. Pardon me while I sip some coffee this morning. I hope you're having a good time this morning with me at the members only. These are the kind of topics we take apart in the members only event. These are difficult topics. And I want to be talking to those that are committed to real estate and their future in real estate as a professional in real estate in the members only. So we save these harder topics for the members only area. Because come on, this is tough stuff. You start talking about having to go and interview and putting your career together and not looking at commission. Now, you eventually may have to, let's go back to the commission thing. You may have to go back. Once you find the correct cultural fit, you may have to go talk to the manager or the owner and talk to them about a commission split that you're looking for and why you need a change up, or some kind of different type of split. That's okay. Go talk to them about it. You'll find that the conversation can be very open. Most are open to that kind of conversation. That's fine. But finding the other elements first is what you really want. You really have to peel those other parts apart like the onion to find where you are going to be happiest, because money hasn't made anybody happy. Money is nothing more than a vehicle to happiness. It's nice. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I need money in my life. But if I'm not happy otherwise, there's going to be trouble. I'll probably end up leaving. People usually don't leave a job. Now, this is just some good data. And I've managed for large companies. They usually don't leave because of the wage. They leave because of the culture and the disrespect that they felt as an individual on their personal values not being met by the culture of the business. That's what happens. That's why people leave. The reality. Now, you do have some people that simply say, wow, I can make so significant. I mean, there's a point at which, I can make 40% more over there. Well, that's a difficult thing to turn down for most people. 40% somewhere else makes you really think hard, but that's not in most industries. Industries usually are very close together when it comes to wages and commissions and things. They're not as far apart as people think. Always remember, in real estate, the brokerage has to make money to be in business. Nobody can give it all away. While it might appear that everything is free coming to you, think about it again. The brokerage has to make money to remain in business, so they're getting money somehow. And that's why the informational interviews will peel that apart and will serve you better in the long run. I'm your real estate guru. Today we've been talking about best fit in brokerages, one of the hardest topics we can ever try to unravel. And I hope you enjoyed it today. Send me out some messages, send me out some comments about what you would like to hear in the members only events. And don't forget, we have coaching available. We have a Kickstarter course to build your career larger than it ever could be before. And we'll be talking very soon. Take care, guys.